Hi everyone, this is Aria Craig, your empowerment and leadership strategist for single, divorced, and blended moms. And I just, want to come on just to voice my opinion about a couple of things. Actually, one thing in particular, so I'm going to try not to take too long. I don't know if you all have ever watched 16 and Pregnant. I used to watch that years ago. And now I am watching an episode of Teen Moms 2. Hi Danielle, watching the episode of Teen Moms 2. I used to watch Teen Moms some years ago, and I stopped watching it because I got real aggravated with one of the young ladies, with one of the moms. I can't remember her name. She's actually part of Teen Moms 2. And then something just told me, I'm just flipping through the channels, and I'm like, let me just take a look at this episode. So I actually started watching it while I'm developing this content for my webinar. Some just said, pay attention to what you're looking at. So I'm watching it, and I noticed that some of the same teenagers on this episode are from Teen Mom. And now they got another kid. So I'm just like, I'm trying to understand what made them think it was going to be any more or any easier the second time around. And it's really frustrating me because I'm realizing that I don't know if MTV is doing this. At first, when they first aired, was this, I don't even know if they even did 16 and Pregnant, but Teen Moms, once they did it, I was thinking that they were doing it for educational purposes. Like, I thought that they were doing it to really show how hard it is to be a teenager having a child, and some of the things that actually adults go through when they're single moms or single moms and dads. But I'm really struggling with this. It's like, I feel like it's nothing more than like a money maker for them because these people are getting paid. So it's making it look a little bit more glamorous because now these kids were 16, have children. Now they're like 19, 20, 21 years old. It's like 4 or 5 years later. The first child that they had when they were on Teen Mom the first time, they're like 4 and 5 years old. And now I'm looking up, they have children by another father. Like different men, and they're still having issues with the first father from the first child. So I'm just kind of like, what is going on here? What makes you think it's going to be any easier the second time around? I don't get it. And it's like, and I know, okay, so this was a conversation that I had with somebody else before, because we were talking about the whole Kenya Moore thing, and I'm going to come back and circle back around to the Teen Mom 2 thing. But when I'm hearing all these women say that they want to have, they're older, they just want to have a baby, they don't even care about the father or having a husband, they don't care about the full package, all they want to do is have a child. It really bothers me because they don't understand, it's because they don't have children. They don't understand that it's not about them. It's about the child. And if the child is growing up without a father figure or their father, they're going to start asking questions. And they're going to probably start feeling resentful. And they're going to probably just like, okay, then why am I here? Like, am I here because you were selfish and you want to satisfy the need to have a baby without realizing that babies grow up? Like, babies grow up, they start becoming aware of things, and they're going to start asking questions when they become 10, 11, 12 years old. Like, they're going to be like, I don't understand. So circling back around to the Teen Moms thing, if you already were struggling with this at the first time at 15, 16 years old, or even had the baby at 17, why would you think it was going to be easier the second time around when you had another baby by another man? At 16, you're still trying to figure out your goals, what you're going to do in life. Some people don't even have it together by the time they graduate at 18. Like, they're still trying to figure out, what am I going to do with my life? Now you have to think about not only yourself, but another person. You got to go out and find a job. If you can't find a job, you're going to have to find somebody to help support you if you don't get on public assistance. So it's like, and some of these ladies, these young ladies on the show, I'm noticing they have support from their parents, but it's not always that way. Some people when whether they're a teenager or they are like young adults, if they have a child, they don't always have the support from not even the other parent. So it's like, why would you? I don't know. I'm struggling. One particular segment is bothering me, and that's the one. Like I said, I don't know some of these folks' names. Brianna. And you all, if y'all watch the show, y'all might know who I'm talking about. Brianna, and I guess she has her daughter is 4 or 5. It looks like she's about 5 years old. And the father's name is Devin or Devoyne, I think. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But this is my first time watching this segment, and I'm assuming that it's from this particular season because they're trying to register the daughter for school. Looks like for preschool or kindergarten, and they have the table all set up with her name. She's going in and she's getting excited, and they're trying to get her excited. She's seeing all the different colors. She's meeting her teacher, and then they go up to register for school, and they're like it's $180 cash plus an extra $25 non-refundable registration fee. So altogether, you're paying $205. She goes over to the dad and says it's going to be $205. We need to pay cash. You're standing in line. We need to pay cash. He gives her $60 out of his pocket. Like, I'm trying to figure out why they didn't understand what they had to pay from the beginning, but that's a lessons learned. She's going to, hopefully from this point forward, realize it's going to take money to get your child registered for school. Well, I'm not going to say her, both of them, because it shouldn't be just about her. But they should both realize it's going to take your money to get your children registered for school. So she looks at him and it's like, we got to pay cash for this. And so he's like, this is all I got in my pocket. So he pulls out $60. So she runs outside. Well, she doesn't run. She walks outside to go to the ATM to get the remaining balance out so that she can register their child for school. So now she's frustrated when she notices all he has is $60. So later on in the episode, because I'm starting to, pick up more information as the episode continues, they all, after the baby gets out of school, so she's like, they're all goofy and excited. He's there because he wants to see how her first day of school goes. She's upset because he's there, and they all go out to get something to eat. Her, Brianna, the father, Devoyne, the baby, I don't know what the baby's name is, their daughter, and Brianna's mother goes to get something to eat. So, of course, there is some tension between them already because they're going back and forth. She's talking about, yeah, I'm going to file child support on you. I guess she told him this already, but yeah, I'm going to court and I'm going to file child support. So then he's like, okay, well, you're going to let me see her, talking about the daughter. And she's like, he was like, why can't she come over to my house? So I'm already getting a sense of Brianna, the mother, doesn't let Devoyne, the father, see the daughter, but she's filing child support. So now she's wondering why he only has $60 in his pocket to give her come registration time. I don't understand how. And then she's caring for another baby by another man while they're arguing about that also. So they're going back and forth, cussing each other out in front of the daughter. The father tells her, that's why the other dad, the baby's dad, the little bitty baby's dad left you. She's like, well, he didn't leave me. I left him. Now she's sitting here taking care of the 4 or 5 year old daughter by him and the itty bitty baby that looks like the baby's no more than a month old, maybe 2 months old, from another father. And she's not even with him. So I'm struggling. At what point are we going to use our brains? Like, at what point are we going to realize that we're going to be continuously put in this situation till we say to ourselves, we have enough love and respect for ourselves that we're not going to put ourselves in this type of situation anymore? I don't understand that. It seems like that's what she's used to and that's what she's around. And I can't even use that as an excuse. Like, I'm only around single moms, and my mom was a single mom, because her daughter's father did make the comment, your dad wasn't even in your life. And then her mother got pissed off, jumped on the seat and was cussing him out. So producers had to go and pull her back. Devoyne is cussing back and forth with Brianna while her mother is cussing at him. They pulling him, when he's leaving from the booth and leaving from the restaurant, turns around and points his middle finger up at both of them. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. Then they go to the commercial break, come back. Brianna's upset. Her mom is upset. She's sitting there smoking a cigarette, saying she tried to be patient with Devoyne, which is, her granddaughter's father. Then they cut to another segment where Devoyne is going to talk to producers. The producer was like, what just happened? He's like, all I want to do is be in my child's life. Like, he's like, I don't even think that they like men in their lives. And I have to admit, I caught on to that. So he was like, I don't even care if she goes and files child support. She can go file child support all day long. As a matter of fact, I prefer it. So that way it's set in stone. Whatever the court orders, that's what I got to pay. I just want to see my child. You cannot, as a mother, and I say this to women and moms all the time, you have to remove the emotion out of the situation. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. I don't care how pissed off you are with that man. If you were bitter about him doing something in your relationship or cheating or whatever, you have a child with this person now. Unless you think that this man is going to hurt or harm or have a negative impact on your child's well-being, you don't have any kind of right. And he even said this. He said, when I want her to file child support, I just want rights to my child. I struggle with women who feel like they can control the situation and they're bitter with the father of their child for whatever it is that they experience in their relationship, and controlling and playing had a little puppet strings, playing them against their child, not letting them see their child because they have some negative emotion. They have some bitterness and anger with the child's father. What does that have to do with the child? Like, all she wants is her dad. She was goofy when she gave her mom a hug and she gave her dad a hug when she came out of the school from her first day of class. Because when they dropped her off, she was like kind of nervous. She didn't want to be there. Then when she came out of school, both her mom and dad were there. She doesn't know what's going on in the back end, and she doesn't have to know. That's not for her to know. But I struggle with you, Brianna, and other women, other moms out there who have issues with the father and all they want to do is be actively involved. You can't ask him to pay child support. He even made this comment. So you want me to pay child support, but you don't want me to see her? She can't even spend time with me? Who does that? Like, you have a father who wants to be actively involved, and you want to have that much control because you pissed off at him that you want to file child support against him to pay the child support to help take care of the child that you guys had together, but you don't want her to spend time with her dad? That doesn't make any sense. And I struggle with how women don't see how, if the father wants to be actively involved, why they just say forget it. Because he did. He said in the show, he's like, I could just leave. I could just say, you know what? I can't. I don't even want to be bothered. I could just leave. He's like, it's so easy for me to leave, which I struggle with why men say that to begin with. But when you are tying his hands to where he can't even see his child, but you want him to pay child support, that doesn't make any sense. And you're not even realizing, again, in the long run, this is not hurting anyone but the child. As she grows up, she's going to want her dad to give her advice. She's going to want her dad to be her first love. She's going to want her dad to show her all the things that she needs to see in a man. So when she gets to be a woman, she knows what she needs to look for in a mate. People don't even see that. They're so busy driven by their emotion and their anger. I've never done that. I have to say, I have issues with my son's dad, who is now 18 years old, but he's a senior in high school. I've had issues with him with child support, but I've never interfered with his relationship with his son. Never. I know what it's like Brianna, to not have my dad in my life for 34 years. I am now 41 years old. My dad has been actively involved. Well, I'm going to say actively, but we're still developing a relationship with each other. He's been involved in my life since I was 34. So the ball has gotten started. I've forgiven him and we're moving on. But I know what it was like for those 34 years for him to not be there. So if you know how it's like, why would you want your child to go through that when she has her father who actually wants to be there? Like, I can't process this girl's thinking. Like, I don't get it. And with him not paying, if he hasn't been paying child support and he hasn't been stable, because he did mention that when he was sitting there, he hasn't been stable. So now he's working 2 jobs. The best thing for you to do for the financial part is to go ahead and file the child support. But then what he should do is file a visitation order so that he can be able to spend time with his child. If you can't run things, you can't control things, have your cake and eat it too. Because I guarantee you, when that girl gets about 10, 13, 14, 16 years old, she's going to be pissed off at you because you kept her from seeing her father. And she's going to start making poor decisions with people that she's dating, because unless you have a positive male role model around, she's going to be bitter and upset with you because you haven't allowed her father, and she's gonna see this is on TV, like she's gonna see it. This is not like it's not being aired. She's going to see that her dad was trying to be a part, and her mother was like, no. So she's going to come to her mom and like, "Ma, what's up? Like, why didn't you let dad come and pick me up? Why didn't you let dad come and see me?" She's going to see that. So I'm just bothered by, I can't stand that. I can't stand when women dangle their children in front of the father, especially women who have children and whose fathers want to be actively involved, because you have men who don't give a rat's ass about their children, and then you have the ones that want to be involved, and it's hard for them to be involved because you are interfering. I can't stand that. I can't stand that with a passion. So I just came on to say that if I could be on MTV and be a coach on here to work with these young parents and really trying to help them take the emotion out of it, because they really don't, they need guidance. You could tell that the mom is helping from away, but she's only helping in terms of how she knows how to help, because obviously, she was in a situation where she was a single mom, and I don't know if she was bitter from her father and was doing the same thing, and that's what was going on to where her father wasn't actively involved in her life. I don't know, but there seems to be a running theme with this, and I don't know, somewhere in here somebody needs to break the cycle, break the curse. So if somebody knows MTV producers, y'all can get me on MTV so I can help these young parents in navigating this and making better decisions. I would love to do it. I absolutely love to do it. You have counselors that come on the show, and you probably have on different shows, not just this show. Well, I don't know about on this show, but they probably have behind the scenes. I don't know, because it looks like to me they're still making the same decisions. But I don't know. You have people that have gone to school for family and marriage counseling, and you have therapists, and you have people who have PhDs. But sometimes if you haven't gone through the situation, like if you're not a family and marriage counselor, and you're not a single parent, you're not a divorced parent, you're not in part of a blended family household, you can't really identify with my issue. You can't identify my situation, so you really can't give me the advice that I'm needing and that I'm looking for. You can't really help me. Like you can take me so far, but you can't take me to that finish line. And at that point, I need somebody who has gone through what I have gone through to help me understand how can I successfully navigate through this situation. So I'm telling you, if I could be on that show, again, if anybody knows any MTV producers, say Aria Craig, I share this video and say, look, this young lady has been doing this for a while. She's been doing coaching and consulting. She's written books about it, best-selling author. Please let them show my information, share my information with them, www.ariacraig.com. I would love to help some of the people, some of these teenagers, and even other shows to where they are still trying to navigate being co-parents and successfully co-parenting with the other parent. So I just came on to say that. That's all I had to say. And until next time, which Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Ask Ari. I have a good one for you. I'll see you later. Bye.